Absolutely. The people that we get at this point are only growth-minded people. You need to be somebody who wants to grow and who wants to learn and is open to change. If you're not, you're always going to have a hard time. You're going to be stagnant in your life.
Does this apply to a certain type of law, or there types of law that, or the practice of law that will work for this, and maybe other areas that don't, or does it apply to anybody?
Yeah, great question, because we get this question all the time. So in the beginning, also, when I got exposed to funnels and things like that, I'm like, first of all, okay, I can see how this could work for this types of service coaches, things like that. But how's this going to work for my law firm? And so that was my first limiting belief that I had. And then once I started working through it, I'm like, wait, this works. Second limiting belief that I had, I'm like, okay, maybe this works for my practice type, but how will that work for this other practice type? And the more that I worked through it and solved the problems, and I refine my language and refine my funnels over and over, I realized, wait, this could also work for this. Same limiting beliefs about another practice type. And the more I went through it, and actually have packets, I've entered probably 20, 30 different legal niches and probably built over 50 different funnels in general and across multiple things. The more I went through is like, no, it works for every niche you could possibly think about. As long as you have enough people to have the specific problem, the funnel is the best way to get those people to convert to turn into clients.
Awesome. And virtual law firms, what about the brick and mortar? Will it work for them to help draw clients in?
Yes. And basically it's an evolution. Slowly, most businesses will slowly transform into the virtual law firm, the virtual model. So yes, if you are brick and mortar, you need to tap into this as soon as you can, because eventually you will get outspent, and you will get kind of beat by your competitors who are focusing more on this virtual online model, because it's a lot more efficient. You have much lower expenses. It's a lot more scalable. You'll be able to use virtual teams. That's a lot more cost effective. For all those reasons, it basically it increases your revenue and lowers the expenses. And obviously you have more money to make. And because you could make more money, now those people could go spend more money to go get those clients. So over time, those people will win the long-term game. So yes, absolutely. Across every field, every law practice, every business in general, yes, you need to, at this point, 2022, move over to the virtual model.
Wow. And you've done this 7 times for your own businesses.
I have 7 active law firms, but I have 4. Actually, I have the 4th one. Basically 4 multi-million-dollar businesses before I turned 34 years old, to be able to take this exact model to repeat over and over. And I'm going to continue to repeat as much as I can until I get really tired of it. And now, but basically now it's beyond me. Now I'm trying to get I'm trying to pass these lessons and things with other attorneys. And now actually our first lawyer student has been able to achieve $1 million using the same exact systems that I've been able to build. Nice. And I know we're going to have many, many more.
Nice. So what does that process look like when they come to you? Is it a course you take them through? Is it a series of months that you work with them, or how does that work?
It's a program that has been refined over and over. I just finished my 11th time of teaching this program and implementing this program for lawyers. It's an all-encompassing implementation program, I would call it. So which includes recordings, worksheets, live Zoom calls, a tech team that helps you implement, an online community where you can ask questions. So it's like multifaceted kind of support system. And with implementation, we even actually also have an offer where we could go hire and train somebody to come implement this for you. And then that person is yours entirely for you to be able to implement anything else that you need to implement. Wow. So I would call it an implementation program.
Excellent. Man, the possibilities are just flying, that is something. So 2015, right, is when you broke free and started creating your own?
7 years ago. 7 years ago. Yeah, 2015. Yeah, that is 2015.
Where did you find the courage? The podcast is all about the courage, right? Where do you find the courage to walk away from that comfort zone of the 9 to 5, somebody else making the decisions for you, somebody else taking the risk, to step out on your own and create something on your own? Where did that courage come from?
It came out of necessity, where I kind of had no choice. I think people need to have their back against the wall until they get that moment where they literally have no choice. That's when they get the biggest motivation to go do something about it. But fortunately, a lot of people fall into this loop of it's like, I'll do it one day, I'll do it next year, I'll do it when I save this much money, or I'll do it when I have this baby, or things like that. Where they're waiting for something else to happen. But fortunately, the way that life works is that life gets more complicated, more convoluted, and it's not going to get any easier. It only gets worse. So if that's the case, usually when I know a clear answer, then I don't wait on it one day. So I know, again, for me, when I realize like this is not sustainable, if I'm looking at the clock on 9 to 5, I don't want to be like that. That means I have to make some kind of decision one way or another ASAP because it's not sustainable. So it's just about making that long-term decision quickly and sticking with it and not giving up on it no matter what happens. I remember I was 9 months into my first law firm and I was making some money, but not enough money. And I was working my ass off and I was like, is this going to work? And I had some hesitations where I could have possibly fell off and just would have give up on it, but I didn't. But I'm so glad I didn't because 3 months later was when everything started hitting for me. So just about, again, just jumping off the cliff and just not giving up on it no matter what.
Yeah. And that takes courage. I mean, like I said, a lot of times if you're working for another company, you've got that safety net, but to step out and like I said, just jump, right? You have to be able to make that decision right now and commit to it and do things. That's tough. Now, one other thing I liked you said is that it's not just, I mean, what you know, but there's information available. And you weren't afraid to go out and say, I don't know how to do this, look it up, learn, read, watch videos, whatever it happens to be and stuff. That intellectual courage to be able to set aside the knowledge you currently have to make room for brand new knowledge, because there's always new knowledge coming in. The people that you help, do you see them? Are they the same way? Are they interested in learning more and being able to do, or are they fearful?
Absolutely. The people that we get at this point are only growth-minded people. You need to be somebody who wants to grow and who wants to learn and is open to change. If you're not, you're always going to have a hard time. You're going to be stagnant in your life. So you need to be able to, again, your ego has to kind of come down a little bit and be able to learn from other people. I'm actually about to go sign up for 2 programs myself. The one was actually just released today. As soon as I watched a couple minutes of the guy presenting, I'm like, I don't care how much it is, what it is, let's do it. And another one, which is like a 2-year commitment kind of thing to do, I'm doing it. It's that kind of mindset of just like constantly learning, constantly improving yourself, that those people are the right people for most programs, and they're the ones that are going to be the most successful.
Excellent. Now you brought up the money, and I don't want to talk specifics, but is this a big financial commitment to create these funnels?
Yes, it's an investment. It's a long-term investment that you make in yourself and the future of your law firm. So yes, it's definitely not a low ticket. If anything, it should be valued probably 5 to 10x more than what it is now. But yes, it is a big investment, but a good big investment for yourself.
And about how long do you think it takes before people can start seeing a return on that investment?
Our program is 2 months, 8 weeks. And usually within 8 weeks, you'll implement a lot for one is for your systems to get much more efficient. And after 8 weeks, you will start getting new clients from very specific client sources that works best for lawyers.